Hello and welcome once again to Phillip's CFD Web Allocation Series. My name is Josh K. In the previous video, my colleagues had go through some of the very important concept of CFD. Well, today we go through a very interesting topic called corporate actions. But before we begin, I would like to remind all the points we discussed here today is for allocations and by no means a form of advice. So let's begin.
Here is what we will be covering today. First, we will be covering the details of corporate actions and what are they all about exactly. Secondly, we go through the impact of corporate actions and how it will affect you. Alright, let us understand a bit more about corporate actions. So what exactly are they? A corporate action is an event initiated by public companies that affects the security issued by a company. There can be many different types of corporate actions, such as giving out dividends, stock split, and etc. Now, how do this impact your CFD account? Let us go through this aspect together. We all know that in the CFD account, whenever we take a position in the market, we do not own the stock or the share. However, Phillip Security do cater to corporate action for both equity and some indices. Next, we go through the impact of corporate actions on your CFD account. Let's go through this together. The first action that is catered for is a cash adjustment for dividends. Two things can happen here depending on the position that you're holding. In the event you have a long positions, you will be entitled to receive an amount equivalent to the net dividends. So what happens when you have a short positions? So instead of receiving an amount equivalent to net dividends, you will instead have to pay the amount equivalent to gross dividend. Phillip Security will also cater for quantity adjustment such as bonuses, stock split, reverse split, and scrip dividends. However, it is also important to note that for stock split, Phillip Security Private Limited may liquidate all outstanding contracts before X date for those that are not mentioned above. Also for scrip dividends, it is subject to forced closure of the CFD contracts. Here are some items which Phillip Security does not cater for, and these include right issue, share entitlement, and warrant issue. So how are the dividends applied? A dividends adjustment will apply to shares CFD usually one market day before the ex-dividend dates of the quote shares for Asian markets. Whereas for US market, adjustments are made of the market close. Adjustment will be either credited or debited based on outstanding CFD positions. Here are some of the important things to note. Dividend adjustments are made in the declared currency of the underlying shares. So for example, if you went long for US dominated share contract and the company declared to give out its dividend, you will receive the dividend adjustment in your account, and if you have a short position for that contract, instead the dividends adjustment will be debited from your account. For shares where Phillip CFD does not provide a ledger for the declared currency, the dividend adjustment will be made in Singapore dollars. Also for scrip dividends, only customer with long position will receive dividends adjustment. However, on the reverse side, customer with short positions will not receive this entitlement and will have to close off all open position one market day before the X date. Should there be a combination of corporate actions occurring at the same time on a contract, you will not be able to benefit from the entitlements for both actions and may be required to close off all positions before the X date. Phillip Security will also reserve the rights to close off any positions to security should it declare any corporate actions other than those mentioned above. Alright, let us recap on the things that we learned today. We're going through the definition of corporate action and understand what it's all about. Secondly, we have also learned its impact on investors like you and me. Some of the things we have to learn include how cash dividends are either credited or debited from your account, how bonuses, stock split, scrip dividends affect operation respectively. We have also covered the types of corporate actions which Phillip Security does not cater to, and these include right issue, shares entitlement, and warrant issues, and other actions which may not be covered in the earlier sections. Lastly, we also go through some of the important things to know which can affect you and your investment or positions. This brings us to the end of this lesson. I know there's quite a large amount of content to absorb. If you are still in doubt, Feel free to go through the lesson once again. Also, you may download the lesson from the download links below. Do go through our mini quiz as well, which can be found below. Till then, I hope I see you once again in the next lesson, which will be charges and fees.